Let's discuss some topics we've covered in our digital Padlet resource wall. We'll go over the major linguistic components as they relate to literacy development in early childhood education. Language is the foundational precursor in literacy. In taking a closer look at the general makeup of linguistics, we as educators can take a zoomed lens on what aspects of literacy our students may be struggling or excelling at. Phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Let's assess these elements and their practical application in the classroom. Starting off with phonology. It is the science or study of linguistic sounds. When a child shows their ability to filter words to their symbolic parts or identify rhyming parts of words, they are demonstrating their mastery of phonology and general phonemic skills, phonemes and general phonemic awareness, the ability to recognize, identify, and manipulate individual sounds into spoken words, are paramount to literacy. As an educator, having the understanding of phonology, it is important to the development of literacy in students. Explicit instructions of phonemic awareness is deemed effective. This resembles sounding words out and clapping out their syllables in class. Teaching of sound manipulation through rhyme, utilizing adventurous literature such as poetry or limerick to get the concept across. Phonology pinpoints the ability to decode words by understanding how sound works together. Engage students in activities such as segmenting words into individual sounds, blending sounds to form words, clapping syllables, and identifying rhymes, using scripted programs that research shows improve phonemic skills in young learners. Incorporate visual, auditory, and sensory elements to help students make strong association between sounds and their correspondence. Morphology refers to word structure in relation to word meaning. It offers a greater capacity for word recognition and vocabulary in literacy. In linguistics, morphology is the core understanding that words derive their meaning from the arrangement and combination of smaller meaning-bearing units known as morphes. Prefixes, suffixes, and root words are a apt demonstration in the concept of word structure and morphology. For instance, the word trust takes on a new dimension when adding the prefix "entrust," and a new tense when adding the suffix "entrusted." In the classroom, it is important to explicitly familiarize students with the common prefixes, suffixes, and root words. Teaching students how words are constructed from morphes aids them in decoding unfamiliar words and expanding vocabulary. Encourage your students to use context clues in text to infer meaning of unfamiliar words by identifying the morphes and analyzing the word part. Use word mapping activities where students break down and rebuild words. Always find ways to make literacy development cooperative. Create literacy stations like Morphology Center and small group analyze words from reading passages, aiding in their reinforcement through discussion. Syntax expands from the structure of words and examines the structure of sentences and grammar. It is a guiding set of linguistics rules in the language that can depict how words are combined to form meaningful phrases and sentences. It is the genuine formula of language's clarity, coherence, and grammatical accuracy in communication. Concepts like subject-verb agreement, for example, the phrase "she runs" is correct over the term "she run," are elements of the rules of syntax. In literacy, it serves as the ready-made resource for reading and writing comprehension. A strong grasp of syntax aids students in both reading comprehension and writing by making certain that sentences and grammatically correct meaningful. Practice exercises that involve combining shorter sentences into more complex ones and breaking down complex sentences into their basic components of phrases. Through scaffold instruction, show how words are ordered to create clear meaning. Provide direct lesson on key grammatical rules using interactive whiteboards or sentence diagramming. Semantics is the area of linguistics that examines the meaning of words, phrases, and sentences and how their meaning interact and relate to each other. It is the understanding that words have multiple meanings, like the word bat, which mean both animal and baseball tool. Given how they are used, semantics consider how context influences the interpretation words and phrases. Use word webs or concept maps help students visually organize and connect the meaning of words, synonyms, antonyms, and related concepts. Take part in conversation when reading text with students. Discuss word meaning and their uses within literature. Take a stab at creating your own short stories in the classroom. Assessing your students' progress in mastering the skills of semantic awareness. Pragmatics reaches out even further, dissecting the use of language within its social context. Pragmatics is knowing the difference between excuse me and move, and when to use them given the social context. It guides us in interpreting unspoken social rules and the subtitles of everyday conversation. In literacy, this helps students understand dialogue, tone, social cues, and audience when reading or writing. An understanding of pragmatics allow individuals to communicate more effectively by recognizing nuance such as sarcasm, politeness, and implied meaning. Students should try practicing in role-playing scenarios or conversation stimulations to practice using language appropriately in various social contexts. Use scripted dialogues to demonstrate appropriate language use in different settings. Follow these activities up with guided discussions and reflective activities where students analyze the dialogue, tone, and social cues. Pursuing further pragmatic understanding. Exceptionalities. Understanding the layers of linguistic grants instruction that is tailored and student-centered. Pinpointing and addressing specific areas where these students may struggle. For example, explicit instruction in phonology can help students with dyslexia improve their ability to decode words by breaking them down into individual sounds, while target work in morphology builds vocabulary by teaching how words are formed. Reinforcement of the rules of syntax support the construction of coherent sentences. Semantics and pragmatics further enhance comprehension and the appropriate use of language in social contexts, which is especially beneficial for learners with language processing challenges or autism spectrum disorder. A deep understanding of these linguistic components enables teachers to design research-based, differentiated instruction that meets the diverse need of all learners. By integrating strategies that address phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics, educators can create learning that fosters strong literacy skills in every student. Many linguists would go as far as to say that without language, we wouldn't be able to think, let alone communicate. Language is intertwined with our cognition and is, safe to say, the most important factor of the human experience. These linguistic elements equip educators with the tools necessary to unlock the true potential of their classroom. Thank you.